women who are coming back to work after extended leave. It could be maternity leave, it could be sick leave, or it may be career break. Coming back after extended leave carries its own challenges. So I want to dive deep into these challenges. So when you are planning to go back to work, you can actually deal with these challenges right away and you can get prepared. Or I strongly invite you to get a coach, get to work with me in order to get yourself ready and fast track that change, that reintegration for yourself. So it's not a big deal, so that you're coming back to work as if you just left yesterday. Now, so I want to speak about challenges first, so we can dive deep into challenges and to acknowledge and to see where we can make changes right away. So coming back from leave, sick leave, or whatever it may be, maternity leave, carries its own kind of tricky moments. Even most enthusiastic people who are ready to get stuck in and really look forward to go back to work and start their roles and really look forward to working again might find it a little bit tricky, because there are certain moments, especially after maternity leave, like emotional adjustment needs to be looked at. So what are the challenges? In my post recently, I spoke about emotional adjustment, which women, especially women after maternity leave, more so than guys after paternity leave, should look at. Men's thinking, men's emotions work slightly in a different way to women's. So if emotional adjustment is something you want to look at and you know you're going to be bothered by it, you need to address it way before you're going back to work. You need to work on it. And again, I invite you to, whether you speak to your GP or whether work with a coach or therapist or whatever you may need. So whatever the reason you are absent, a career break, illness, maternity, consider this, right? There are challenges that you need to look at really seriously right now. There are many changes in the workplace. The workplace you left a couple of months or a year and a half or 2 years ago is not the same workplace anymore. So there are changes with technology, changes with staff. Workplace evolves rapidly, and that makes us can make us feel as if we're not part of it anymore. We're out of the loop, or we're not coming back to the same workplace, although it's technically the same, but it's not. So dynamics change. Coming back to a changed environment can make us feel disorientated and a little bit require an extra adoption. That's a challenge number one. The shift in our priorities is a big challenge. Being absent from work simply means that for those couple of months or a year or over a year, you paid attention to completely different things you applied different skills, although they may cross paths somewhere, your leadership skills or whatever. It's a completely different way of living you lived, and your priorities shifted to that area. Going back to work, you need to sway or change or shift your priorities so they match to your role. Bear in mind that you still keep your priorities elsewhere. So everything needs to work together, intertwined and balanced. During this time away, people prioritize different things, and perspectives might shift. So returning to the same role or environment might no longer align with your changed values and aspirations. So this is something you need to look at even before you go back to work, because this misalignment may cause stress or discomfort. Changes in social dynamics. Change in social dynamics, which is workplace relationships, can change and can be crucial for productivity and satisfaction. After a period away, however, you might feel you're out of the loop socially, which can make reintegration a little bit more challenging. All the above combined with our own sense of identity and our own fears and our own emotions and the rest makes our confidence go down. So, confidence is a topic we need to look at seriously when we go back to work, just simply to strengthen it and simply to feel good about ourselves going to work will help you to strengthen your confidence and feel strong again and reintegrate smoothly. And last but not least, it's identity shift. To be honest, identity shift includes bits and pieces of every challenge I stated above. So change in workplace, shift in priorities, social dynamics, our own confidence, they're all parts of our identity. And we need to look at our own identity going back to work in the way that it it's like I spoke about labels. It's as if you take the label of mom, park it aside, and put your label of a leader again and go back to work. But only we know it's not going to be as easy and it doesn't work as simple as that. So identity shift means that we need to be completely aligned with everything we try to apply at work, as well as our values and our priorities we leave at home. So that's what I mean about identity shift, that is going to completely make it for you easy and natural to reintegrate back to work. I feel identity shift is one of the main reasons that we will allow us to swiftly reintegrate from professional leaders striving to fulfill her career goals to a mom, then back to from mom to a professional leader. This is how identity shifts work, and that's how where we can, by paying some attention to those shifts and being aware of what we need to do and clear on what we want to achieve, that those shifts are quite possible, and they will allow smooth integration back into workplace. So why is it not that easy to just take one hat off, take one label off and put another on, and just, wouldn't we all want to go back to work and just say, right, here I am, I'm back again, my title is so and so, so here I am ready to perform. But it's not just as easy as that. And it's not as easy because our identity moved from this. So the label, just say we had in the last while, just for argument's sake, for simplicity, I use example as a maternity leave. You were a mom. You were fulfilling different needs. You had a lovely little child depending on you. So it was completely emotionally, professionally, whatever else, a different area you were shifting your identity into. And now you need to shift it again. Now, our identities, our labels, they provide us with sense of comfort, with sense of familiarity. And this is why it's so difficult for us just to take one off and put new one on and just perform as that new person, or that person even we used to be. So to feel good and comfortable again, we may take some actions leading us deeper into the rabbit hole. This is how human psychology works. When we need to make rapid changes, we do what we know best, and oftentimes we just fall into the traps of overworking, overcommitting, pushing our boundaries to get more work done and to get quicker, uh, integrate quicker, get back quicker into the workforce, and to understand everything, to get grasp of everything what's going on. Um, we neglect our boundaries. We may feel guilty. All them things together combined can lead us to overwhelm, stress, emotional distress. Uh, so it's not what you really want when you go back to work, because many women struggle with going back to workforces, and they feel even as dramatically as they want to leave work. They can't cope, um, and whatever else. So to get ready for this movement and to get ready to reintegrate your workforce smoothly, I invite you to instead do different things, okay? I want you to look at your skills, because our skill atrophy is a real thing. So basically, after being away for a couple of months or even year or more, some of our skills may become redundant, not just because they're not used anymore, because they may ever so slightly be upgraded in the world of employment. And also, we never go back to the same place. We go back to the place that is technologically astute. It's completely different environment. So our skills need to be upgraded. Now, coming from that, clarity is the next point. You need to be very, very clear on what value you still can bring to the table. What do you want to achieve? What skills do you want to enhance? And what steps you need to take to achieve that? You need to reset your boundaries. Your boundaries need to be very, very strict in your workplace as well as in your own life at home. So that means one doesn't overspill into the other, and you do an absolute your best with the time provided to you at work, as well as you do your best with the time that you have at home. So, from the boundaries, work life balance comes to play. Whatever the reason you were absent, write a list of your wants and needs to lead balanced life how you see it. And from that list, everything else will fall into places. So, work life balance is something you want to approach even before you go back to work. Be aware of emotional adjustment. As I said, it could be an emotional turmoil for women going back to work after maternity leave, and to minimize it or to completely remove that emotional challenge, really, you can start working on it way before you go back to work, and to be sure that you're emotionally ready and you're happy and you're content, that your child is happy where he or she is, and you're completely happy where you are at work doing your best. So, if this topic resonated with you, I really invite you to get in touch and fast track your integration. You do not need to do it alone. You do not need to fall into rabbit holes that everybody else has fallen before. So, working with coach is the most effective way to reintegrate, and not only just reintegrate successfully, but you want to maybe make up for the time you've missed and grow your career now at the speed you want. So that's why working with coach is so effective. If you want to try to just listen to this podcast again, and maybe you want to just look at things on your own, DM me your email address and I will send you bullet points from this work, the podcast. So I hope that was helpful, and I have 4 spots for February. So if you are going back to workforce and want to reintegrate easily and smoothly and progress with your career at speed, I invite you to take the opportunity and book the spot for February for the 30-minute free audit.